What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another reverse 1999 video, and we're at the challenge account again. So real quick, I've had a lot of time, believe it or not, playing this account, and I've grown to love the 3 and 4 star units. And I think I want to talk to you guys about which ones you are viable, which ones you actually want to carry over to your main account if you plan to ever use them. And where I'm at currently in terms of progression. Right now, in terms of story mode, hard mode, I'm just working my way through it as I slowly go. But here's my crew, okay, just so you guys can see what I have so far. I've had some really good luck with pulls. All I'm trying to do is get my 4 and 3 stars maxed out as much as I possibly can. Along the way, I managed to get a Regulus with the dupe. I got Miss New Babel. I got myself a Lilia. I got a couple Necrologists. I got a Bkornblume with a alt. So like you guys can see here, none of these characters are leveled up though. I'm not using them in any way, shape, or form. My goal here is to strictly focus on the 4 stars and the 3 stars and find out their actual viability and how far they can be used in the game. So let me show you guys where I'm at right now, okay? Just so we're on the same page. And I'm going to give you guys my outlook on who to focus on if you plan to ever use 4 stars or 3 stars and which ones are actually surprise hits, okay? So Pavia, Monlich, La Source, Eagle, The Fool, Apple, Miss Mosane, and then I have one other one I'm going to be working on soon, and that's going to be Bunny. Where is she? She's around here somewhere. Where's she at? She's probably down here still. Yeah, there she is. Bunny. And the reason I'll tell you, I'll walk through this real quick and explain why. Okay, so before I talk about that, though, let me just show you guys where I'm at in terms of the artificial. I'm actually on 10. That's right. I'm on 10. I only missed one or two things here by like one turn. I'm just a little bit too low on DPS on one of my characters, so I got to figure that out and fix it. I know what the problem is, so that won't be a problem. But I'm on 10 now, and I'm going to be working my way through this very shortly and completing this one up, and then going into Limbo. That's right. Completely with 3 and 4 star characters only. Now, to make matters even more fun, I'm going to be straight with you guys. My main account where I have like my 6 stars and my 5 stars all levels, so I have like Bkornblume, Balloon Party, Eternity, all like inside 2, level 50, etc. When I started that account, by day 5, I was here. Like where I'm at. Actually, no, I was only on 9 artificial, right? With this account, I'm only on day 4, and I'm about to get my day 5 tomorrow, and I'm actually ahead. Now, that may not make a lot of sense to you guys, but obviously lessons learned. You learn how to play the game a little bit better. So let's talk a little bit about the units I would actually recommend to level up if you guys are lacking resources or stamina in order to get your 5s and 6 up. And actually, which ones are actually worth just having on your team in general for artificial or for Limbo. Now, when I get to Limbo, of course, we're going to really have the test going there. You can see Pavia is maxed out. Where he's going to shine more is going to be his Resonate will level up, right? So I'll go ahead and level up now, actually, since I already have it. But you guys can see here, I got a level 7 now. Now, when you unlock level 7, you get yourself an extra slot here, and then you can add more to it, right? So I'm going to just, for now, I'm going to quick load for now. I'll fix it myself. I don't do quick loads normally, but I just want to show you guys, stats-wise, he gets a pretty big increase in everything, right? So I'm going to go back and fix this up and do it properly the way it should be done. But that's the main thing. Like, for a lot of your characters, your Resonate is going to be where you're going to have to make up with for the lack of ability to get yourself any further than Inside 2. Because 3 stars and 4 stars, they stop at Inside 2. They go no further. So your Resonate material, all that Insight material you're going to focus on for I3, you're going to instead focus on your Resonate and get these up as far as you possibly can to get yourself additional capacities and increase the load ideas, okay? So that's going to be where majority of your stats are going to come from after you hit level 50 like this, right? After that, the main thing is going to be your Psycubes. Your Psycubes are going to be everything, right? So for me personally, here's the crew, okay? Let's just go back to this. Sorry, I just want to break that down. Pavia and Monlich are my 2 best DPS. They're both absolute powerhouses for AoE, and I mean it when I say that. They're very good at what they do, and I'm going to break these 2 things down for you guys real quick for DPS purposes, okay? So Dirty Thing, number 1, is a mass attack. They both do mass attacks on both their attacks, like their normal attacks are both mass attacks, which is AoE, and then their ultimates are a healing single attack dealing move, okay? But both are different healing. So Dirty Thing, for example, is a mass attack that deals 120% mental damage to 2 enemies. If the caster's HP is about 50%, this deals 65% more mental damage. Okay, so if you guys can get this up to the 3-star, it does 300% damage with an extra 155% more mental damage, which is absolutely incredible. You guys can see some big numbers with this, especially when his HP is above 50%. The second one, on the other hand, is the flip side. He does mental damage and he does more of it when his HP is below 50%. And this is what I love about Pavia, right? If I have my healer, he's always casting this one over here, the Dirty Thing. If I don't have my healer's dead, then this becomes the powerhouse, the poor sod, right? And then to make things even better, Noisier Than Me, his ultimate is a single target dealing damage move for 475. So the actual move percentage multiplier is not that good, but he does cast a self-heal on himself, which gives him HP plus HP times 25% to the caster. So for 3 rounds, he gets about 1,500, 1,300 HP back, which helps him survive and will do way more damage and build up his ultimate again. So you can continue casting this, right? And the cool thing is when you build this portray, everything becomes way stronger. So absolutely one of my favorite 4-star units in the game, and I'm having a blast using him. And I think, quite honestly, he is one of the coolest units out there right now. So you can see here, every time an ally dies also for his Insight 1, his damage dealt and critical rate and critical resist rate are increased by 10%, and his damage taken is reduced by 10%. And then, of course, when Insight 2 happens, damage taken is minus 8% when the caster enters the battle. So, do I recommend him? If you are looking for a clear unit, like a unit that can clear mobs quickly for resource stages or any artificials, this guy puts up pretty big numbers. And not only that, he's got some of the coolest animations in the game, and I think he's one of the most underrated characters easily for a DPS. Okay, so he's my number 1 go-to. My second unit is Moonlich. Now, Moonlich works the same way, but a little different. So here's how she works. So Hunter Instinct after entering the battle, and for every 3 rounds, afterwards loads 1 silver bullet. So silver bullet after the caster attacks, subject the main target to 3 rounds of reality defense minus 20%. So having reality enemies or having reality units that do reality damage, right, is actually a better thing here because you'll do more damage overall with them. Okay, here the Insight 2 is attack 5% when the caster enters battle. Here's what makes them so similar. Okay, their basic attack, so Silver Bullet, is a mass attack that deals 120% reality damage to 2 targets if the target's HP, though now it's the target's HP rather than her own, is above 40%, the attack deals 50% more damage. You guys can see here, again, very similar to Pavia, but the difference is that it's based on the target's HP rather than yours, and same thing with this one, right? If the target's HP is below 60%, if the target's HP is above 40%. So this is becoming a very cool trend for me, and I like these characters because it lets you pick and choose which attacks you want to use, and they're both fairly powerful. Now, the way the heal works on the ultimate is a little different, more deadlier than the big bad wolves. Every time she attacks a single target, she deals 550%. You guys can see I'm almost maxed out. But this time, instead of getting a heal per round, she actually just gets the heal in general, HP plus the attack's damage times 50%. So you literally can heal her back up to full in some cases. So really good DPS. And another one that I would recommend if you're looking for an AoE clear unit, you might want to focus on. Okay, so this is a mineral versus a beast. Now, La Source is, hands down, in my opinion, easily one of the best 3 stars and probably one of the best units in the game for healing. Here's what makes her so powerful. First off, the portray is easy to get. Another version of the Legend Ultimate is amazing because it reduces 5 full Moxies off the unit, of the enemy, and also the Potion of Regret. After caster enters the battle, inflicts You Wish status on the enemy with the highest attack for 3 rounds. This actually does minus 20% bonus damage, and also damage taken reduction is minus 20%. So you're doing more damage and they're doing less damage to you. Also, when you enter the battle, damage heal plus 20% or 10%. So giving her really powerful healing ability. So going to the heal here, right? You guys can see this goes up to 220% heal at the 3-star level. Can actually almost fill up a full bar on some units if they're not obviously too high up, but most of the time 60 to 75% of your HP comes back with 3 stars. So very nice. And this, as a matter of fact, does quite a bit of damage. Her Spring Elfin hits 2 enemies with 400 mental damage, and actually puts a pretty big dent on those enemies as well if you build her with attack. Now remember, her healing is also based off her attack, so you do want her to build, you do want to build her attack phase. So when you do her resonant, put more attack than anything else to see the heal be larger, and obviously focus on HP for survivability and damage reduction. So very, very powerful unit. And if you're looking for a cheap healer, guys, look no further. That right there is going to be a big source for you to survive. Now, I haven't taken her to Limbo, but up to 10, she's been stellar. I've had no issues with her survivability. I've had no issues with her healing. Lasource has been a blessing for this team. The next one I plan to build here is going to be Bunny out of the 4 stars, because she is the next healer that I can see that I will use, right? So 2 attacks and then a heal. Now, the only problem here with this is the heal is fairly strong, purifies a lot of things, but it only happens on her ultimate, so I may change my mind on that. So I'm looking to see if I want to perhaps build another healer, if there is one even available to do so, right? Because I mean, Darley Clatter was another option I had here, because it does heal, but it does the same thing where it's like Apple, right? So that was the other option I was going to go with, and I'm building it now, and that's going to be Apple right here, right? Apple is the next choice. I do like the ultimate heal. I like the single target heal here. The only problem with Apple is outside of the ultimate, it only does single target damage, but fairly tanky for a unit, good DPS, and the ultimate heals, and I think that's all I'm looking for there. Plus, if you look at Wine when a round starts, HP lost times 8% for all allies, which is nice. When entering battle, healing done 10%. So I mean, pretty damn good secondary off healer anyway. So Apple will probably be my next choice, and then I'll maybe go to Bunny or Darley Clatter just to see how well they do. Now, Eagle is a surprise hit here. I think a lot of people know how powerful Eagle can be. The only problem I'm having with Eagle right now is obviously this is great because it does 100% crit rate and does a lot of damage with the ultimate. Excess critical rate is converted to critical damage, so it's important to add as much crit rate as you can, because the crit rate addition, right, if you look here at the stats, right here, that it'll do 14.5% more damage because it's already at 100%, right? So, it'll do 29 point something percent more damage, okay, with this ultimate. So this goes up to 429% because that excess critical hit goes into the critical damage, right? So the critical damage that you see here, which is 152.3, is it now, or 162.3, I guess, with the 10%, gets another 29% more on top of it. So very, very powerful unit for damage. If you can build your crit, you have a powerhouse on your hand. So, and the beauty of her is the fact that when she starts off the round, inflicts sense weakness status on the enemy, sense weakness reality defense minus 20%, and critical defense minus 20%, allowing you to crit more often. And then also when the caster dies, dispels obviously weakness status. Critical damage plus 15% when the caster enters battle. So that's added on top of that as well too. And then she has an AoE here that gives her penetration rate a little higher, right? You can see here 300% and 40% penetration. And then her single target actually is really cool. Deals 450% reality damage. If the target is in status down, negative status, or control status, this attack enjoys leech plus 20% and deals 100% more reality damage. So you want to bring somebody that can do a poison, a corrode, any type of negative status down, allows you to do way more damage with Eagle. So another one I highly recommend building. So far, guys, you guys can see 2 powerhouse AoE units. Really recommend one, at least one of these if you're looking for one for a cheap cost, right? Because they only go to Insight 2. Lasource, 100%. If you're looking for a healer, build her. Eagle for a mass single target DPS or a hybrid AoE / single target DPS, highly recommend. Apple off healer, recommend. Miss Mosaic, do not build. I regret this. This was the biggest mistake for me so far. Wish I didn't level her up. Twin Sleep, I'm going to try later on. And then from there, I got to test out other units to see how they go. But I'm hoping, guys, at the end of this, to put together a full comprehensive list of all 3- and 4-star characters that I love and what they do and if they're useful and what their limits are. So far, Artificial 10 is where I'm going with them. Hopefully I can get them to Limbo and use them in Limbo as well. And if not, we'll switch over to using some 5 stars and avoid 6 stars completely. And then I'll be able to use someone like X, Baby Blue, Click, etc. I'm going to, again, avoid the more popular 5 stars and just focus on the non-popular. So like Necrologist is another one I really want to try. So she might be first one to go, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, this is Payne. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I'm going to be focusing on every single unit you see here. They're all going to be eventually maxed out, and I do want to play with them in order to get a better sense of what I'm missing out on. And right now, I'm telling you, I'm having way more fun on this account than my main account. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.